Hi everyone, it's Jen from Mind's Eye, and we're going to go ahead and do the weekly Clearview talk. So basically what you need to know is that a lot of things have happened, and the biggest one is the topic of the most recent shooting. So, as you know, don't mind the noise in the background, because that is reality for tonight. So reality comes in, and you just can't even know, and you just can't even know to see anything of whatsoever. But you can do it done. You can do it done on something. So that's the political arena right now, and everything is flying out. But all of a sudden, it has to do with this some sort of like creativity that came out that you just can't even get a done on. So when you actually look at it to the point of like array to a disarray, it has to do with like energy work. It has to do with something about song of your soul and universal heart. I feel like this is the type of communal work that's like rare. It's really rare, right on the table. And when I look at this to the highest extent of all, I literally can't even see why it would be like that. So when I see this and I see star royalty, I literally go, no, no, it really is. So when I look at it and I go, Dolphin Play, Star Royalty, there's something in the mix about Colorado that I can see as a psychic that really nitpicks everything. Everything. So when I look at it and I go, it's a huge jump forward from what was really happening. It's something that we remember that was on the table. And when you see rooted light, it like comes forward, like transforms. So when I see this, it opens doors, and you've heard it before. It literally pops off. When I see this card, I literally pops off. Now, when I look at it completely, you can't get anything like done. And I'm like, why do I keep saying that? Why can't I get anything done? So when I actually look at it, the gavel actually comes down. And when it comes down to political arena, you have to say what is going on in small town communities to big cities where all of a sudden a gentleman has a bunch of Molotovs and is screaming free Palestine. We already know what's going on. This Three of Cups with this Ace of Swords means you already know it. It's already confirmed. You saw it, you heard it, you felt it. It's right there. And then when you see it, it is like a group of individuals. It's always right there in your face. And it's always something unbeknownst that just like kicks it right off. It can even just be one person. It does cause a struggle to imbalance, to literally lose a spark. And then when you see it and you go, the wheel, you can't even complete a day. You can't even complete anything in the house because you got to entertain something of that notion. So that is a work day. That is a work day. So when we actually do this whole thing, you can't even see it coming. Let's do the White Sage Tarot. What is actually coming in and coming towards? Because we're talking about former President Biden's auto pen. We're talking about how they really can't get a hold of his health records. We're talking about, well, we really can't do anything with our health records at all. Toxic masculinity. That literally means like you go to the post office and you get a piece of mail and then you found out you need new rotors and tires. So when you see it and you go, the Eight of Swords goes, well, I already knew that. I already knew that. I mean, just stick it right into the soil and test the pH because you can't do or grow or anything. So Five of Pentacles means they literally have a little bit of relief. Maybe it was tax money or anything or settlement. We're not sure. But all of a sudden they're like on this new journey, these individuals. And you're like, how did you do that? Because here I am, I'm like this otter. And I'm like, can you please tell me how you got this money? Because I literally able-bodied per se. So when I see it and I go, not sitting well, and then also too, you hear not selling of oneself, but it is well prudent, like you planned it the way they present it. I can't even believe it. There's a lot of negativity tonight. It comes in harsh. It really is right at the foot. It's right at the foot. You can't make it up. It is not the greatest of a campaign, and you're not to know what the campaign is at this time or where it starts. But you see this, and it is this like no more fighting, and it has to do with actual judicial, but really it has to do with sitting alone. Sitting alone. The Wheel of Fortune goes, yeah, you can't even believe how hard it is to sit alone. It is like a wheel of luck. So when you go and you play the lottery, it's fine. But when you see this, you see the King of Cups. It is this like type of suspicious behavior that's still well attuned and well aligned. And then the Five of Cups goes, nope, spelt milk. Spelt milk, we already know. We already know. Highly dictative. So when you actually look at like pieces of paper, there's like, no, you can't even do it. Don't even make a move because they already know and they're going to look for it. Okay. So let's look at the runes. Havoc. Warrior. Righto. It is. It means there's some sort of like cutout with someone or anyone that's in these communities, and they're the ones that are the lookout, the watch out, the ones that actually speak about things, or like a community watch or anything like that. And something is like gifted. It's ill gift. It's joy. I mean, it sits fine. It's not aggressive, but it literally ashes the strengths and a crosswind. It's hidden, and it literally like kicks up wind. And you say, no, 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 I caught wind. It's fine. When you hear Dega and you hear Taras, it literally means like you can't, like you're caught like a dry cough. And then all of a sudden it's like this. It's like multiple areas. It's just the trees. That's all I need to know. It's not crazy. It's not crazy. Just watch the leaves. Now, does it look it when I turn it this way? It's a lack of instinct all of a sudden. That's intuitive to turn it. Lack of instinct. When I see this, it is straight, but then it wants to do this. That means standstill water, like stagnant water. When you see this and you go, is this like a watermill? Windmills. Like the big windmills. I know there's some in Rhode Island. When you look at it, you go, is there something not right? It has to do with like clean energy where we are not getting the best of what we need. That is where their focus is right now this week, from I see in the eastern part of the United States. Now, never mind, the hurricanes and the tornadoes and everything else that happened down south. We still haven't heard anything about the New Orleans escapees. Now, looking at this, we have to go. We literally have to go. There is like nasty, like paper. When I'm looking at paper, I'm looking at New Orleans. It's judicial. When I see this, it sits so well. Like secured, happy, all forms of securement. And there's just no emotional bringing. Where would that go through the presidency? What would that go with diplomatic measures? Where would that go with anything? You can't even offer anything else. It's happened before, around 1989, especially with Reagan and after Nixon, Watergate. It's counterintuitive. You literally sit there and you're like, look at, like, we're having issues in the public, in the communities again. Why aren't you doing it? When you see this and you see this card, I mean, it's full on a type of theft that's rare. It brings money. That's nasty. So when I see this, I'm like, where is this going? So let's actually gauge. Doesn't even really want. But basically, just watch. Just watch. There's something that's going to be offered. When you see this and you see the Page of Swords, you can't even do a done on it. It comes in so swift, like wind current. And it has to do with, like, partnerships. When you see it and you go, you can't even do this hard enough, it's like really disappointing. When you look at it and you go, holy cow, but it does help a lot. It helps a lot. Knight of Pentacles, where is this going? Like, I see movement all of a sudden, and there's huge changes in people's lives. When I look at this and I see the Knight of Pentacles, I say, I think that's a really bad offer. Maybe sit and try to work it out. New journey to begin. New journey in the communities. Let's take a deeper look on that. All right. Literary Witches Oracle. This is some sort of renewal that's happened before in a quiet place of growth. It is a bit of trickery with this quiet place of growth that you can't get anything done. When you look at this, you have to go and see it. When you've been around the block a few times, you already know where to look for certain things and nix it. So we have snail, we have eye, we have the subconscious, and then you see family. You can't even believe it. It's happened before to ghosts. It's something of unfinished business, that something is ushered in. When we look at snail and we see this and you see justice, you just can't even make it up 2 times. So here we go. What I am seeing with this, let me get my book here. Like I said, this is probably one of the harder ones to master, this book. Snail. Taking your time, the sacred fragility. I. Seeking answers, seeking clarity, paying attention. There's something like in a community watch in multiple towns in America that have seen something. Like, I feel like this has happened before. And when I see Colorado and I see New Orleans and I see all the ISRS stuff in Boston, you can't even do. What else do we need to know? How is this going to affect taxes, property lines, zoning, commission, all of it? It's a huge change in perspective that comes in after it's found. When I see knife with it, intention, conflict, resolution, there's something about probate also. Like too early in probate. All right. Lastly, let's look at the poker cards. And that will really be it. That's really what needs to be addressed. And boil it down and boil it right back up to this. Excuse me. So, Second Amendment. Anything else about firearms, pistols, pistol permits, FFAs, anything. What needs to actually talk about this? I don't know why, because it was about a Molotov. There's something else with this. that is going to be brought to the table. So readdress it. I see a 3A to a 2A to 9A. I don't know why A1 sauce, a steak sauce. Nine of spades, three of clubs. It's the same crew that's going to talk about it. Eight of clubs is the same committee. What is a committee? A fly by night. Two of diamonds. Two of three of hearts. It's the same committee that you can't even believe that you go and do that you can't even do. The eight of clubs, the queen of diamonds, you look at it and say, I already know what's coming because it's the same committee members that talk about Pro 2A and everything else and in the schools. I already know. Two of clubs to this. There is a cutaway that alleviates something about Pro 2A and everything else. The ace of spades is really more on the table for law enforcement, but I see community in the back. Again, two jokers. Jack of spades. Jack of hearts. There's something else. It literally is like in the backyard. Ten of clubs. It solidifies it. It was something that was already addressed on St. Patrick's Day. 1989. That's all you need to know. So with that being said, that's really all there is. Any questions or concerns, leave a like, a comment, a share. It's greatly appreciated, and we will talk to you soon.